Let's do a little bit of a hypothetical for a minute. Let's say we take Ronald Reagan's son. We send him away with George Soros for 6 to 8 months. And after that time's up, we bring him and we stick him in the Republican primary. Because, you know, his name Reagan. So, Republican, that's my team. Actually, saying this plan out loud, maybe if you're a chud or you got one of your MAGA hats on, maybe just turn this video off right now. You might need to use this later. But anyone else whose knowledge of political history extends beyond second grade, we all know that Ronald Reagan's kid, is a well-known Democrat. He has an iconic Republican name. His dad was shot. I mean, is any of this starting to sound familiar? RFK Jr. right here. Because that is the exact plan the Republican Party and Steve Bannon are trying to pull with this brain-damaged, walking around pack of Camel cigarettes. Just look at this tweet he sent out the other day, right? He's complaining about not having Secret Service. Primary season hasn't even started. So I should complain to Biden because I also don't have Secret Service. Because I think I'm going to run for the Democratic president too. So why won't Biden give me Secret Service? It's not fair. But this tweet is not a wine fest for Cheryl's new husband, right? It's so much darker than that. The real genius of Steve Bannon is he understands this MAGA sect of the Republican Party, this 25 to 30% of chronically online conspiracy theorist losers. These people don't have much going on in their lives, right? As we can see, they go to rallies year-round. They hang flags on their cars. There's not really other hobbies they have. So Steve Bannon understands that giving them this political fight makes them feel like they're part of something bigger, right? They even think they're investigators with QAnon. They're searching the breadcrumbs. They're all in it together. They're all equal. And one of the characteristics of this is they're obsessed with like numerology, iconography. They always try to look for meaning in stuff. Hidden meanings, speaking just to them, because they're in on it, you know what I mean? Take for example, the Q-tards thought that Thread's new logo was 3 sixes put together, right? I think it's just ugly graphic design. But to them, it's Zuckerberg and Facebook letting people know that, I don't know, it's a safe place for the devil. I don't even know what this conspiracy is because I'm so tired of reading what these idiots come up with in their little brains. I mean, this group started by believing a pizza place was a front for people that go downstairs and eat babies, drink baby blood. Something they stole directly from the movie, the book Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Not even a real thing. They took it from that movie. Made it a whole conspiracy theory. It's a good movie, but come on, man. And then you got your right-wing terrorist organizations like, the Proud Boys or the 3%ers. All with their little signs, their little iconography, their numerology. Now, I say all this to dispel any notions that when Steve Bannon and RFK Jr. put 14 and 88 in this tweet, they knew exactly what they were doing. 1488 is a meme among the far right and white supremacists. 14 stands for 14 words. They are, we must secure the existence of our people and future for white children. And the 88 stands for Heil Hitler. 8 being the 8th letter in the alphabet put twice. This number is ingrained in their culture. It's on their tattoos. When they have sales for white supremacist shirts, they sell them for $14.88. It's a well-known meme, and it's a way to dog whistle to a group of people. Like many of you might have not even known that this exists. So RFK is able to slip this under the radar to them, or he thought he was able to, and communicate to them that he's part of the movement. Compound that with his conspiracy theory pertaining to Jewish people and COVID, right? You can't have a whole package now.
COVID-19 is targeted to attack Caucasians and black people. The people who are most immune are Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese.
That voice is scratchier than a wet cat in a garbage sack. And I'll tell you what, a wet cat in a garbage sack is probably more of a Democrat than this guy is. Here's the thing, we played this roundabout game with Trump for 8 years. Well, farther than that, ever since birtherism. Is RFK Jr. a racist? Is he a white supremacist? Probably not. Is Steve Bannon a white supremacist? Probably yes. Definitely yes. But what Steve Bannon knows how to do, and what he's doing for RFK, what he did for Trump, is he knows the dog whistles. He has the toolbox to communicate with these hate groups, these right-wing extremists. I hate to call them extremists because they make up the base of the Republican Party now. So in that party, it's not extreme anymore. It's just the base. But to someone like me and you, who, grew up in the 80s and 90s, realized that white supremacist neo-Nazis were the bad guys, it's still extreme to us. Steve Bannon's telling that community that RFK Jr., if somehow he gets in any place of power, he will advance that agenda. The white ethno-state agenda. And I mean, if you're saying to me, what if it's just a coincidence? Okay, let's say it's a coincidence that these two numbers just happen to be put next to each other in a tweet sent out. I want you to look at this. Someone did the math. They did the math. It was 57 days ago when RFK tweeted that he asked for Secret Service. Not 88, not 32. It was 57 days ago. So he picked those numbers. He picked those numbers to go together. Character-wise, a person like RFK Jr. would totally be on board for any kind of stuff that gets him press, gets him popularity, notoriety, the fame he thinks he deserves. This man's first wife was buying coil. She was buying books. She was literally leaving books on the bed on how to tie knots. Her brother, her family would contact RFK and say, she's suicidal. We think she's going to kill herself. He'd say, nah, it's all right. Everything's good. His solution to a suicidal wife was to just not be home anymore. I mean, in Kennedy fashion, he was out there chasing any kind of skirt he could, right? A well-known philanderer. And I guess he was already banging Cheryl, Larry's wife, before they were even divorced. He was just kind of, I hate to put it this way, but when you read about it, he was leaving her at home with his kids, the mother of his children, while she was buying fucking ropes and how to tie knot books. He was leaving her at home, and it does feel like he was just kind of waiting this out. He made a big show of burying her in the Kennedy family plot. And then like a month later, once the news cycle had passed, he illegally moved her body to the other side of the hill. Now, you tell me. Like I said, I don't know. I don't think RFK Jr. is a white supremacist, but I don't think he has the character to stand up to it. Maybe like his Uncle John. JFK had character. That's one thing you can say about him. I don't think RFK, or like his dad, who also had character, I don't think he has the character to stand up to Steve Bannon when he tells him that this will make him more popular. This will get him a following. Look, RFK Jr. is not into taxing billionaires. He's not into oversight for the Supreme Court. He's not looking to prop up the middle class and lower class again. He's not looking to forgive student loans. He's not even looking to preserve what little democracy we have left in this country. And honestly, I don't know if he even cares about the environment anymore. That was his issue. But that might have just been a means for him to get traction. And I don't even know if he cared about that at the time. Or now. Or ever. Because he never talks about that anymore. He doesn't talk about any democratic issues, any issues that affect us, any issues we're interested in. He goes on Joe Rogan and talks about conspiracy theories, and that's his day. He spends his time dog whistling on white supremacists. And if you don't understand why that disqualifies him from the party that Bernie Sanders caucuses with, the party that AOC identifies with, the party that elected the first black president, the party that elected the first black female vice president, if you don't understand how this is problematic to all of that, well, I mean, you're one of the marks, right? You're one of Steve Bannon's marks. You're the percentage that he's going for. And there's really nothing more I can say to you. If at this point in the process, you're still falling for dupes, Steve Bannon dupes, I can't help you. The only thing I want is Secret Service detail, because I'm also running for president of the Democratic Party. So come on, Biden, hook me up. It's your first time here, make sure you like and subscribe. Got a good community. You want to support the channel? I made some shirts. You can buy one if you want. I'll put the link down there. But that's all I got today. I don't know. I've been holding off on this RFK episode because I didn't want to give him any more light, but just getting too stupid. And with this last tweet, it feels like it's getting a little dangerous. So, talk to you later. The Chud Report.
COVID-19, there's an argument that it is ethnically targeted. COVID-19 attacks certain races disproportionately.